Hey people, it's NIyas talking. Now this is Carlota Lucumi and I'm using the site Black Past as a source. So this is another Black Heroes video, so here it goes. Carlota Lucumi, a kidnapped African woman, is known as one of the leaders of the slave rebellion of the Triunvirato plantation in Matanzas, Cuba. Carlota was an African-born free woman from the Kingdom of Benin, West Africa. Her last name, Lucumi, comes from her ethnic group, the Lucumi people, Afro-Brazilians who are descended from the Yoruba of present-day Nigeria and the Benin Republic. Lucumi was kidnapped around the age of 10 and taken from her African homeland to the Matanzas province of Cuba. The intensification of plantation agriculture in Cuba led to several slave revolts throughout the 1830s to 1840s. Lucumi lived and worked as a slave on the Triunvirato sugar plantation. Although slavery had died in nearby Haiti in 1803 and was being abolished throughout Latin America and in the British Empire, it continued in Cuba, and Lucumi suffered in harsh conditions and brutal treatment by Spanish plantation owners. In 1843, Lucumi and another enslaved woman, Fermina, began to plot a rebellion amongst the slaves. Their plan called for a simultaneous uprising on Triunvirato and surrounding plantations. A plantation owner found Fermina as she was distributing this information to other plantations and had her severely beaten and then imprisoned. Despite this setback, Lucumi continued to organize the uprising. Using music as a form of communication, she sent coded messages by poking drum to nearby slaves, coordinating the rebellion. On November 3rd, 1843, Lucumi, along with other tribal leaders, Philip, Narcisco, Manuel, Ganga, and Eduardo, led a raid which initiated what would be known as the Triunvirato Rebellion. Wielding machete, she first freed Fermina and a dozen other slaves being held in captivity in a house on the property. She then burned the house that had been used to torture slaves, killed the overseer's daughter, Maria de Regla, and then forced Julian Louis Alfonso, the owner of the Triunvirato plantation, to flee. Lucumi and her followers then went to the Akane plantation, killing as many whites as they could find. In their brief two-day rebellion, they destroyed 5 sugar plantations as well as a number of coffee and cattle estates. The day the last plantation was destroyed, Lucumi and Fermina were both captured and executed. Lucumi's body was tied to horses and dragged until she died. Her followers found her body on the morning of November 6, 1843, and vowed to continue to fight for their freedom. Finally, in November, heavily armed Spanish colonial forces overpowered the machete-wielding slaves, and the revolt ended. The following year, 1844, became known as the Year of the Lashes in Cuba, as slaveholders brutalized virtually all enslaved people in the island to punish both those who participated in the uprising and intimidate those who did not. Lucumi's tale of bravery during the revolt, however, spread throughout Cuba. Her actions inspired numerous subsequent rebellions against white slave owners on the island throughout the Caribbean. There is now a monument to the legacy of Carlota Lucumi at the Triunvirato sugar mill. Well, I hope you've enjoyed that. Please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. I'm going to leave this website in the description. If you like to support this channel, leave my GoFundMe in the description. If you'd like to follow me on Instagram, I'll leave them there as well. Peace.